It's my birthday. If you're seeing this, I'm 25. I am 25, and that is so crazy to say because back when I was younger, saying you're 25 was the equivalent of saying you're 62 and your life is over. But now that I'm 25 and turned 25, I feel like it's really not that serious. It's not that old, it's not that young. Maybe like a little bit of frontal lobe development action. But alhamdulillah for a blessed year. There is quite a few things that I've learned in the past few years that I wish I knew earlier on growing up and I feel like would have helped me. And these are the same tips that I give my little sisters. So maybe one of you guys can benefit from that big sister advice. But we're gonna get ready together, create this birthday look, and talk about the things that I learned as a 25-year-old grandma. I have my handy dandy get ready with me makeup bag. A main thing that I've learned, especially over the last few years as I progress in my career, is to always follow your passion. Never let what people might say about you or how people might perceive you hold you back from trying or doing the things that you love. I know it's easy to say and you hear this all the time, but to give you guys some context, this is something that I've honestly truly learned over the last few years, especially in my line of work. I am a full-time content creator, which means I make videos, I work with brands full time, and this is something that happened as a fluke. Like this whole career path and all the opportunities that you guys have seen me have over the years is all because I wasn't afraid to post a silly little TikTok during COVID. If you asked me back then, before I posted that video, if I knew that all these things would play out the way they would, I would literally look at you like you were crazy. Like, what do you mean I'm sitting at dinner with Mona Katan? What do you mean I'm part of Sephora Squad? What do you mean I'm getting flown out to LA? When I first started posting, guys, I was a regular 20-year-old girl that worked part-time at Sephora, and I was in my third year of uni doing business technology management. I didn't even know that me posting, doing the makeup looks I loved would actually even be able to make me any money. I was doing it solely because I was passionate about it, I loved it, and I wanted to share it. That was the fun of the experience for me. And all of the good stuff came after through consistency and not giving up. I literally remember when I posted my first video, my little sister at the time, she was like, ew, delete it, like you're so embarrassing, my friends are gonna see. And I was like, no, I'm not deleting it. And it actually ended up going viral. Like my first video that I posted actually blew up, which was so funny. And now I went from working a part-time job at Sephora to being a part of Sephora Squad, working with my favorite brands, and being able to do what I love full time, despite me graduating. Of course, I finished my university and I have something to fall back on, but I'm able to utilize my passion and make it into a career and make it into something bigger. So if there's anything that you love and the only thing that's holding you back is what others may think of you or just self-doubt and being too afraid to start, the answer is literally just start, and you don't know where it's going to take you. If you don't start, you'll never know where it's going to take you. And you don't want to sit back in 20 years and be like, I wish I did that. Another thing that I've learned is to keep certain things in your life private to protect yourself. Even though I'm a content creator and I share so much of my life and my family with you guys, there's also a lot of things that I actually choose not to share, and boundaries that I've kept to make sure that I'm protecting myself and the people around me. Not everyone in your life needs to know everything, because not everyone in your life is going to be happy for you. I had to learn that lesson the hard way. Do you guys know how many times like I've been so excited about something and I tell the wrong person, and right in front of my eyes, like the thing just doesn't happen anymore, it doesn't work out, or it goes wrong. And to add on to that, there's a lot of things in my life that I don't share. I, of course, always share the times where I'm happy or I'm doing something exciting, but I don't share the days where I'm doing something boring or I'm not in the best mental headspace. Or I'll share when me and my sisters are getting along, and so many people will be like, oh my god, I wish I had that relationship with my sisters. But you guys don't know that behind the scenes, 80% of the time, we're beefing each other, you know? It's like, that also is another point that I wanted to bring up, is not to compare yourself to others and what you see online, because people obviously choose to share what looks perfect. And me being in this industry, I know that firsthand. A lot of the things that you see aren't real reflections of what goes on behind the scenes. Whether you're comparing yourself to someone's perfect rich life or someone's happy marriage. Not everything is 100% what it seems online or in an aesthetic video. Evil eye is a real thing, and I have had to learn that the hard way. Some things that I do to kind of protect myself, other than saying my adhkar, of course. I say my morning and evening adhkar every single day, prioritizing Ayatul Kursi and saying the 3 quls to protect myself from harm, not even just evil eye. Going off of that, another really important thing that I've learned in my life is having a small circle of really genuine friends that want what's best for you is way more valuable than having a million people in your life and you don't know who's who, you don't know who you can trust. So it's like, even if you are someone that's very social and has a lot of people around them, not everyone is on the same level of friendship. Not everyone has to be like your best friend or has to know everything about you. You know, it's okay to have 1 or 2 people that are close to you, that you tell everything to and that are your go-to, and other people's friendships can serve different purposes. And that is something that really makes a big difference in like your quality of life, saves you from so much drama and so much headache, and really contributes to your inner peace. And the way to know who you should and shouldn't keep in your life is pay attention to how you feel after you hang out with them, how you feel after you tell them good news. Do you feel happy? Do you feel distressed? Do you feel a lack of inner peace? Some people really just want to be in your life to know things and to disrupt your peace. A really big lesson for me and a really big realization for me in the last few years was that I am a people pleaser. I do not know how to say no, and that's something that I'm actively working on. I definitely had the lines blurred when it comes to being nice and overextending yourself and literally being a people pleaser to the point where it's detrimental to you and it's toxic to you. Being a nice person is a good thing. It's something that is a positive thing, but it can also be your biggest downfall, and it can open up the pathways to keeping yourself in situations that you shouldn't be for longer than you should. There's nothing wrong with saying no. There's nothing wrong with letting go of things that do no longer serve you. And there is such thing as being over understanding, especially when it comes to giving too much grace to people who do not give you that same grace and do not understand you or give you any of that same energy back. It comes to a point where you're just giving people a million chances to prove you wrong or prove you right again, that they aren't going to change and that you are just wasting your breath. I did realize that it is a toxic trait of mine and that it is something that I have to work on. And ever since I made that realization, it's been a little bit easier for me. But yeah, there is definitely a difference between being a nice person and being a straight up people pleaser and not being able to have boundaries for yourself. No shade at me. Another thing I've learned, especially in the last 2 years, is something that sounds so generic, and I hate to be that girl to say it, but going to the gym and taking care of yourself really does make a big difference in your life. When I say a big difference in your life, I am not only talking about physically, I'm literally talking about like mental health wise. I've dealt with such bad anxiety all my life to the point where I would wake up having random panic attacks for no reason. Until I started going to the gym, that's when I was able to take control of my mental health and my anxiety so much. Also, like taking supplements, for example, like magnesium, and looking into what is right for me. I still struggle with it. I'm not consistent, but I do know now that when people say like take care of yourself when you're young, they really do mean it, because now is really the only time that we have. Even if it comes to just going on a walk, doing something to move your body and staying active instead of scroll rotting, that really does make the biggest difference in your life. It's something that I still struggle with, and I still struggle with to be consistent. But now that I've realized how good I feel when I go versus when I don't, it really pushes me to go. At the end of the day, your body is an amana, and it is your responsibility from Allah to take care of it. And staying active and doing what you can do now is the best way. And you're the only person that's going to benefit from it in the long run. I'm not even exaggerating, guys. Like before a year and a half ago, I've never set foot in a gym. I used to hate exercise. I used to like lie down during gym class. I hated it because I didn't think that I needed it. But once I started, and I started with the right intention to be healthy and just be the best version of myself, it really made a difference in my life. Another really important thing that I wish someone told me when I was younger is to actually do my best to learn about finances and prioritizing my finances. Even when it came to like simple things like saving money and just having savings from a young age from when I started working, I feel like I didn't know that until later on in life. And I feel like me prioritizing those things when I was young and like these types of things didn't matter would have made such a big difference. Like actually sitting down and taking time to learn the things that they don't teach us in school, whether it's saving money, budgeting, your credit score, your student loans, really taking the time to look into those things instead of blindly going into it. That is something that I wish I could go back in time and tell myself. Another really big thing that I live by and that I've learned over the years is that the dua of your parents, your grandparents, and those who have taken care of you is so important and is what will get you so far in life and open so many doors for you. Like, I know for one, you guys know how close I am to my grandma. I would do anything for her. And that's exactly the kind of love that my mom instilled in us growing up, prioritizing our grandparents. Like, I grew up watching her prioritize her grandmother until she passed away, Allah still. That I know for one that a lot of the things that I've had and opportunities that I've had and the blessings that I've had, alhamdulillah, comes from making my grandmother happy and getting those du'as from her. And if you don't have a grandparent, your parents. And if you don't have your parents around, getting du'as from the elderly, like doing things that are good, they will get you ajr and that will get you du'a, will take you so far in life. Another big thing that I've practiced and that I've learned is how to be patient, how to be grateful, and always have an abundance mindset, even when things seem to be going wrong. Okay, for example, we recently were at a cabin and we got literally stranded in the middle of the forest. Okay, but the first thing that came to my mind wasn't, oh my god, like, why are we in this situation? This is so unsafe. Oh my god, why is this happening to us? The first thing that came to my mind was, honestly, alhamdulillah, you don't know what Allah is saving us from right now. Maybe if we were able to go right now, something worse would have happened, because I secured my camel, I said all my du'as, and this happened. So this must be happening for a reason. And having that mindset is hard, but once you get it down, it makes going through any hardship, any problem, so much more beautiful and allows you to have so much more patience. My makeup is done, but I do have one last key point. Of course, after I drench my face. And that key thing is, don't rush yourself. Let me just do my lip combo. I can't talk like this. You enjoy every phase of life that you're in and not compare yourself to others based on where you think you should be, or because society tells you you should be doing this at a certain age, or because your younger self thought you would be doing certain things at a certain age. For example, I know for myself, when I was like 19, I would always be like, yeah, by the time I'm 25, like I'd have like 5 kids and like I'd be married and I'd have a house. But it's like, no, you are not doing things on your timing. You are doing things on Allah's timing. And the only way to fully enjoy your life is by living in the moment, enjoying that phase, so that you don't live in regret when you're on to the next one. Because it's like, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. You don't know what you're in for. You don't know what you're going to experience. Just enjoy every phase that you're in thoroughly, because you're never going to be in that phase again. I hope my yapping made sense. But anyways, I'm going to change into my birthday outfit and I'll be right back. I hope that you guys learned a few things, or maybe were even reminded of a few things. I really enjoyed making this video for you guys. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, because I want to be way more active on YouTube. That is one of my goals for the new year, inshallah. And hope you guys love it. Bye. Thanks for spending my birthday with me.